Yes, both hospitals are witnessing a very serious and even critical situation as the Israeli troops are still encircling and even imposing significant control over the vicinity of the main two hospitals. We're talking about the Indonesian hospital and the Al-Shifa Hospital, starting first with the Indonesian hospital, which has been informed by the occupation forces for the second time to evacuate the buildings from the patients, medical workers, and even from the displaced people inside in order to be later controlled by the Israeli forces. Now, the majority of doctors and displaced people are still inside this medical complex as they had been subjected previously to separate Israeli airstrikes which claimed the lives of 12 Palestinians, and the number of medical workers have been also injured due to these relentless attacks. Also, they have multiply been subjected to Israeli fires by the Israeli soldiers on the ground. Now, this hospital, considered to be the main central hospital that is still operating in the north of the Gaza Strip alongside with another two central hospitals. And what is really strange this time is that the arrest of doctors, as Dr. Muhammad Abu Salmiya, the director of the Shifa medical complex, has been arrested by the Israeli occupation forces. And even today's earlier, two Palestinian paramedics have been also arrested by the Israeli occupation forces. And this gives a clear sign that there is no any impunity inside the Gaza Strip, neither for medical workers, civil defense crews, and even journalists, as the attacks had reached all classes in the Palestinian community. Meanwhile, the Shifa Hospital has been also under the Israeli control for more than 1 week, and the situation there is completely dire, as Israel is still even recommending patients and even displaced people to flee to the south of the territory, as also the attacks on the south did not stop during the last 24 hours, which claimed the lives of around 200 Palestinians only in the last 24 hours.
And Tariq, what's the mood there among people knowing that this ceasefire has now been delayed?
Yes, people inside Gaza Strip are really desperate, and they were looking for just a window of hope that would relatively mitigate the situation on the ground, as they have been living under Israeli intense bombing for around 47 days, as the Qatar and Egypt had largely mediated in order to reach a ceasefire and to narrow gaps between Hamas and Israel. They have delayed the ceasefire till tomorrow in order to be healed due to some logistical issues that will be conducted within the coming hours, as the Qatari Foreign Minister said that they are reaching very advanced levels in the talks between both sides in order to release 50 Israeli hostages captured inside Gaza Strip, and in return Israel from its side will release a number of Palestinians detained in Israeli jails, including young children and women. And what is really important for Palestinians is that they see that the humanitarian aid and the flow of fuel to the territory will mitigate the inhuman conditions that they have been witnessing for more than 6 weeks of fighting. And another part of Palestinians see that they want to have a real and significant change in terms of having a long-term ceasefire that guarantee the return to the houses in the north and in central areas of Gaza City.
Make sure to subscribe to a channel to the latest news from RDZ World News.